What is your name, please?
My name is Major W.M.F. Bayliss.
What is your name, please?
My name is Major W.M.F. Bayliss.
What is your name, please?
My name is Major W.M.F. Bayliss.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one of them is the real Major W.M.F. Bayliss, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you, and welcome once again to our game of deliberate misrepresentation, wherein our panel endeavors to figure out which one of three challengers has sworn to tell the truth. To Tell the Truth is brought to you each week by Geritol, America's #1 tonic, the high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. And now let's meet our cross-examiners. What is your name, please?
My name is Polly Bergen.
My name is John Cameron Swayze.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
And my name is Hy Gardner.
Now, these three gentlemen all claim to be Major W.M.F. Bayliss. Only one, of course, is the real Major Bayliss. The other two have merely assumed that identity, and they do not have to stick to the truth. Now, panel, in front of you, you'll find copies of an affidavit. Will you please follow along while I read it? I, Major W.M.F. Bayliss, was born in Wolverhampton, England. I am a retired major of the Queen's Royal Lancers. I have lived in America since 1934, and I am the editor and publisher of the Goochland Gazette. My main interest, however, is fox hunting. I am master of foxhounds for the Deep Run Hunt. Signed, Major W.M.F. Bayliss. All right, panel, these three gentlemen all claim to be Major W.M.F. Bayliss, master of the foxhounds. Obviously, only the real Mr. Major Bayliss is required to answer your questions truthfully. You will each question as usual until you hear this signal, and at the end of the questioning period, you will be asked to register your vote as to the one who, in your opinion, is the real Major Bayliss. Now, let's start this first round tonight with Polly Bergen. Polly?
Thank you, Bud. Number one, what does WMF stand for?
Well, it stands for Willoughby Michael French Bayliss.
I see. Number two, what does WMF stand for?
William Macduff Ferguson Bayliss.
All right, number three, what does WMF stand for? I'll try it.
William Murray Forbes Bayliss.
The three of you aren't related, I assume. Number one, could you tell me, what is, you can't eat fox, so what's the purpose of a fox hunt?
Well, of course, it was before rationing, and it wasn't necessary on that basis. It's a very ancient sport, you know. It's been going for hundreds of years. As a matter of fact, it's been 300 years in America. And the purpose is just for sport, for good riding, and to eliminate the fox, which is a nuisance in a great many parts
Do
of
you
the
carry
country.
a gun, number one?
Good heavens, guns.
John Cameron Swayze.
Number three, did the dogs kill the fox?
Yes.
Number two, where is the center of fox hunting in this country?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Pinehurst.
Number one, what type saddles are used in a fox hunt?
We use the ordinary, in my hunt, we use the ordinary English riding saddle here.
Does a horse have to be a jumper?
No, not necessarily.
Number three, where did the Queen's Lancers get that name, Lancers? Number two, can you give me an answer to that?
Yes, I think the answer to that is because in the early days of cavalry, they carried a lance.
Kitty?
Number one, what is the Melton Mowbray?
Melton Mowbray is a very famous chase.
And number two, what is the beaver?
One of the most distinguished packs in England.
Number three, can you spell beaver?
Belvoir.
Very good. Number two, what happens when you get a rider who's not a hunter who's not a very good rider?
Well, the normal procedure, anyhow I should as master, I'd put him well in the back so no one fell over him.
Number one, can you tell me what the red coat that hunters wear, what's the colors called?
It's called a pink, yes.
Number three, what is a drag?
Well, a drag is something that you drag along the ground, and the hounds follow the smell of it.
Hi?
Does that answer satisfy you?
I'm not going to tell you. You always fool me.
She thought it had to do something with cigarettes. I'll bet that's what she said. Number three, it says here that you are the editor and publisher of the Goochland Gazette. Where is that and what is that?
The Goochland Gazette is a very fine newspaper.
Naturally.
It is published at Goochland in Goochland County.
Where is Goochland, sir?
Goochland County is in Virginia, sir.
Virginia.
That's all the time we have. I'd love to find out if it carries your column high, but in lieu of that, let's get to voting, shall we? Without consultation, will you mark your ballots? And select number 1, number 2, or number 3. Remember, please, the team of challengers will get $250 for every incorrect vote. All set, Polly? For whom did you vote?
Well, I voted for number one. Actually, it was between number one and number two, which probably means it's number three, but because that's usually what happens. But I thought number one answered all the questions like he knew what he was saying, because I don't know anything about fox hunting. I mean...
And you never ate fox?
No, have you ever eaten
No.
fox?
John Cameron Swayze, what was your choice?
Well, in case Polly's reasoning is correct, and I hope it is, number 3.
It will be, I'm telling you.
And Kitty, your selection?
I voted for number 3. Well, he spelled beaver correctly, and he knew about a drag, not cigarette, and I thought it was number 3.
And Hi Gardner, your choice?
Well, I liked number 3's answer, too, and since he was very proud when he mentioned that he was the editor and publisher of this newspaper, and furthermore, he looks like the type of fellow who writes a column called Who's Zoo?
Well, we not pursue that any further. That
I'll
was
go
a
quietly.
real cagey remark. However, let's find out now which one of these 3 gentlemen is the master of the foxhounds. Will the real Major W.M.F. Bayless please stand up?
Are you sure?
Thank you very much.
Couldn't there be a mistake?
No, not according to him, anyway.
I hate
Number
to be
1,
wrong.
would you tell us who you really are and what you do?
My name is Robin Flynn. I'm a freelance writer and artist.
And number 2, what about you, sir?
My name is William Turner Coles, and I'm in the hotel business in New York City.
Well, as you can see, there was only 1 incorrect vote,
Please.
which means $250 from Geritol. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed your visit. We enjoyed having you here. Good night and good luck. Now...
What is your name, please?
My name is Eugenie Clark.
What is your name, please?
My name is Eugenie Clark.
What is your name, please?
My name is Eugenie Clark.
Very well, panel. May I direct your attention to your copies of this affidavit? I, Dr. Eugenie Clark, am an ichthyologist and director of the Cape Hayes Marine Biological Laboratory at Placida, Florida. Although much of my time has been spent in laboratory research, I have also collected specimens by skin diving and spearfishing in the West Indies, the South Pacific, and the Red Sea. I wrote a book on my experiences, which was chosen as a Book of the Month Club selection. The book is called Lady with a Spear, signed Dr. Eugenie Clark. Now, as you heard, panel, these 3 ladies all claim to be Dr. Eugenie Clark, ichthyologists. Remember once again that only the real Dr. Clark is required to answer your questions truthfully And if our challengers are ready, which they seem to be, let's begin this round with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. Number one, what is the simplest form of life?
I believe it's a one-celled animal.
Number two, why do the lemmings throw themselves into the sea?
I think that they're still trying to find out why they do it.
Number two, can you spell ichthyologist?
Yes, I can. ICHTHYOLOGIST.
Number three, how do the Grunion know exactly what day they must bury their eggs in the sand?
Well, this is something that I imagine researchers have been trying to find out for a number of years and are still working on.
Number
They have a permanent calendar. Hi?
Number two, what is a stone crab?
A stone crab is a crab which normally makes its home in stony regions.
Is a stone crab edible, number three?
No, it is not.
Number one, are stone crabs found in Florida?
Yes.
Are they edible, number one?
Yes.
Number two, what is the largest city nearest to Placida, Florida?
Well, it's between Sarasota and Fort Myers, and of the two cities, I really don't know which is bigger.
Number three, which one of the studios bought your book?
Which one of the studios?
Mm-hmm. The Hollywood studios.
Well, it hasn't been bought by a Hollywood studios yet.
Polly?
Number two, what is Ichthyoxerius?
Ichthyoxerius? Mm-hmm. It's the study of what fish feed upon.
Number one, what is Ichthyoxerius?
I don't know.
Number three, could you tell me, do you use an aqualung in any of your spearfishing?
I have used it, yes. I don't usually. I usually just free dive.
I see. Number two, do you use an aqualung?
I have used it occasionally, but I don't really like it.
Do you work with weights or without weights?
With weights.
With weights. How much weight do you use?
I usually add about 10 pounds.
What kind?
John?
Number one, why don't skin divers get the bends? Number two, can you tell me?
Why they don't get the bends?
That's right.
They generally don't go that deep.
Number three, I see that you have been in the Caribbean. Are you familiar with St. Martin Island in the Dutch West Indies?
No, I am
Number
not.
two?
No, I'm not.
Number one, describe the Leeward Islands, or Leeward if you prefer. Number three.
I'm afraid I can't.
Number three, tell me, is a shark dangerous? Or is that just a myth?
Well, it isn't exactly a myth, but I think that most sharks are not as dangerous as most laymen seem to think they are.
Most dangerous is the lone shark. However, our time is all gone. So without consultation, panel, will you please mark your ballots and select number one, number two, or number three? Polly?
Oh, well, I'm wrong again. It's so discouraging.
Oh, come on now.
Well, I voted for number two because she knew what Ichthyoxerius. Well, no, I don't think her definition was right on Ichthyoxerius. But number one didn't know at all, excepting that number one is tan, which comes from Florida unless it was recently when it's been raining. So I have to go with number two. She at least tried to define Ichthyoxerius, which I don't know what means any. Well, actually, no, but I think it's a disease fish get.
Ichthyotherius?
Yeah, I think it's a little disease that little guppies get in cages. Well, they all get them, but I had guppies.
But the littlest guppies
the little
get
ones,
them.
yeah, so it's not very serious. All right, John, what was your vote?
My vote is number three. I just decided to put all my eggs in one basket.
All right.
I think it's number three, but I voted for number two. Because I think that the stone crab is edible.
All right, and Hi Gardner, what about your choice?
I voted for number two. The stone crab, as a matter of fact, is one of the most delicious of all shell foods. And I think number one looked awfully cute when she came out with that monkey head on. But I voted for number two for the exact opposite reasons that Polly did.
Well, let's not go back and figure out what those were, shall we? All right, there we have it now. Our minds are made up. We'll find out now how right we are or how wrong we may be as we discover which of these ladies is the real ichthyologist. So, will the real Dr. Eugenie Clark please stand up? Well, there you are. Now, let's see. Number 2, would you tell us who you really are and what you do?
My name is Kathleen Fitzgerald. I'm a housewife, and I live in Seacliff, Long Island.
And you got the most votes. And number 3, what about you?
My name is Marjorie Warren, and I'm a receptionist at the Rockefeller Foundation in New York.
Well, we were completely wrong on that one, which means, of course, ladies, that there were 4 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $1,000 from Geritol. Thanks for being with us. Good night and good luck. Now, we'll meet a new set of challenges in just a moment. Please.
What is your name, please?
My name is Wayne King.
What is your name, please?
My name is Wayne King.
What is your name, please?
My name is Wayne King.
Very well, panel. Will you follow along as I read you a copy of this affidavit? I, Wayne King, am a musician, farmer, and businessman. While my car rental service and my Black Angus cattle farms occupy much of my time, my main interest is still music. The tune you are now hearing, The Waltz You Saved for Me, was the theme song of my orchestra through 9.5 years at the famous Aragon Ballroom in Chicago, and for the 8.5 years we were starred on the top-rated Lady Esther Serenade on radio. I am known as the Waltz King. Signed, Wayne King. All right, these 3 gentlemen all claim to be the famous Wayne King, the Waltz King. And again, question until you hear the signal. Let's begin this round with Hy Gardner. Hy, please.
Well, number 1, what instrument do you play?
Saxophone.
Number 2, can you tell me who were the 7 Brown brothers?
Oh,
Do you remember number 1?
I think they were called the Six Brown Brothers.
Yeah, what do they do?
Saxophonists.
Number 3, what instrument does Vincent Lopez play?
Clarinet.
Number 2, what instrument did the late Bunny Berrigan play?
Can't recall.
Number 1, could you remember?
Trumpet.
Number 3, who was a prominent Chicago chap by the name of Cups?
I don't recall.
Polly?
Number 1, who was the originator of Rippling Rhythm?
I don't know.
Number 2, could you tell me Rippling Rhythm? It was an orchestra very famous about the time in the 30s when you were doing very well in Chicago.
Oh, I should remember.
Number
I
3,
can't
could you
recall.
tell me?
Sheffield.
Number 1, could you tell me the very famous dance team in the 30s in Chicago?
The DeMarcos, I guess.
Number 2, could you tell me?
No, I'm thinking of Velez and Yolanda.
Number 3, what do you think?
The Castles.
Number 1, could you tell me what was the name of a very famous ballroom right outside New York in the 30s and 40s?
I don't know which one that is.
Number 2, one of the very big ballrooms, one of the
Never
biggest.
played in that ballroom.
John?
Number 2, what was Ben Burney's trademark?
Yowza and the big cigar.
Number 3, did you ever hear the Coon Saunders Orchestra? Number 1,
Yes,
where were they from?
Kansas City.
Number 1, tell me, you're in the car rental business now. That's quite a departure from music. What's the name of your firm?
The Greyhound Rent-A-Car Company,
Where's it located?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Number 3, where's your farm?
In Illinois.
How did you happen to get into farming?
I got a good buy and some property.
Number 2, who dubbed you the Waltz King?
Well, that was one of the radio announcers back in the early 30s.
You don't recall who it was?
No, I don't recall. I think it was on one of the announcers. I believe it was Mike McCormick.
McCormick.
I think
Number
it was
1, excuse me. Number 1, how many men in your orchestra now?
Well, 18 usually when I record.
Kitty?
Number one, whatever happened to Lady Esther?
I don't know.
Number two, what is Black Angus selling for now?
About 23 cents a pound. Of course,
Number-
that varies, naturally, from time to time.
Number one, can you tell me what Vincent Lopez's instrument is?
Piano.
And number two?
Piano.
Number three, what do you consider the best combination for a waltz band?
3 violins, 3 saxes, piano, bass.
Number two, can you tell me what the
All
name
the
of the...
time we have, I'm sorry to say, panel, we've run out of it, so make the time we have left time for voting. And as you do so, will you mark your ballots for number 1, number 2, or number 3? All set, Polly? Boy, you're way ahead of me tonight. For whom did you vote this time?
So far, I've been the first and the worst.
Never the worst.
I vote for number one. I've never seen Mr. King, but he looks like what I would have always thought Wayne King would look like. Been a great admirer of your orchestra and your music for many years.
Don't you feel silly if you're voting for the wrong one after saying that?
No, after that beautiful speech. When I go all the way. If I'm wrong, I'll quit.
You sure do. John, what is your selection?
I voted for number 1. I'm an old Kansas City boy, and he knew about Coon Saunders. That was enough for me.
Uh-huh. And Kitty?
Well, I voted for number one because he corrected High on those 6 brothers that High said was 7 brothers, and he's always fooling me, so I believed it was number 1.
All right, and High, your choice.
I make it unanimous for number 1. The only doubt that I had is that he is undoubtedly the healthiest-looking musician I've ever seen.
It's all that Black Angus cattle taking care of them. Well, there you have it now, our votes and our reasons. I hope you guessed along with us at home. Let's see how well you tallied up with our panel. As we discover now which one of these gentlemen is the real and justly famous Waltz King. Will the real Wayne King please stand up? And now, number 2, would you tell us who you really are and what you really do?
My name is Russ Douglas. I'm Vice President and General Sales Manager for the Taylor Wine Company of Hammondsport, New York.
And number 3, what about you, sir?
My name is Frank L. McKee, and I'm president of a long-distance moving concern, National Van Lines.
And just in case you think that a healthy tan is a result of entirely taking care of his farm, Mr. King's latest album is a Decca release called Dreamtime. So he's right in there pitching today. Nice to have had you all with us. And as you can see, the panel scored 100% on that. But nonetheless, from Geritol, $150, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being with us. Good night and the best of good luck to you. Now, we'll return to our panel in just a moment. Have for tonight, except to a couple of reminders I'd like to leave with you. First of all, January is March of Dimes month. There are many, many who still need your help. So join the March of Dimes promptly and with as much as you possibly can. Also, along with me, I suggest that you and all you members of the panel, everybody here too, watch and enjoy Geritol's exciting new show called End of the Rainbow with Art Baker on Saturday night. Well, I guess that's it. So good night, panel.
Good night, Bud.
Now, this is Bud Collier saying good night from Geritol, the fast-acting, high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Cogman production in association with the CBS Television Network. Miss Bergen and Miss Carlisle sound by Florence Luster.